Another week, another item sold. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I'm Liam, a designer that's been making over my entire townhome and now has to sell everything I own. This week we are selling the couch, a really big development because it's a huge item. I don't have a clock on me. They show up, let me check my phone. Ooh. It's 11:30 right now and they are picking up at 2. So we have some time. We've already conditioned the leather, made sure that it's really nice for them to pick up, but I've already measured the couch. It will not fit down the regular stairway entrance, which is right here. We are going to have to turn it sideways and put it through this opening. A little complicated, but it can be done. It was brought in so it can be taken out. What? It was brought in so it can be taken out. I would be upset, but we've already been having conversations about we want to get a new couch anyway. It's held up extremely well. My one issue is that because it's leather, the cat's nails definitely scratch it up, and that's gonna be with any type of furniture. I've never had a non-leather sofa, so it's gonna be really interesting in our next place, what we end up getting. We're already sitting on the floor with playing video games and eating at the dining room, eating at the coffee table every single night, and then I'll gradually move upward. We've never shied away from evolving our style and listening to what our daily routines need and what we're comfortable with. And we've kind of gotten to the point where ideally I'd want something with a little bit more back support. This is typically how I'm laying on it. I would love something that I can sit up on and have something right behind my head without it being a whole ordeal. This is just a natural ending period. And the move itself is giving us a chance to start over. Obviously, I'm gonna bring some of the items that I really, really love and cannot part with me, but the couch is not on that list, so let's get it ready to sell. First things first, hair up, because I will get hot and annoyed. And this is what we call multitasking. While Michael is vacuuming, I'm getting the drill. And this will help us get it through the openings and not hit walls. He just loves plastic.
He's chewing on it.
I know. Nasty boy. He's so silly. So silly. Ew, the bag's wet where he had it in his mouth.
Delicioso.
Gross. And then the next step is going to be moving the coffee table out of the way. I mean, it's not like it's the heaviest piece of furniture in the world.
Right.
I think I'm gonna move that.
Yeah, I think you should.
Because it has to fit through here, we need to have access to make sure we're not gonna knock anything over. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move everything here. Looks good. And a quick tip for anyone trying to put LED light strips behind their furniture, this is a great way to make it more renter friendly or more transferable to other pieces of furniture. You put the trim all the way behind the piece of furniture with a Velcro command strip. So you put the trim behind the piece of furniture and it just allows you to pop the LED strip on and off. So it makes the LED strip reusable. That's really it. That's the hot tip. You're welcome. Okay, let's make this presentable.
Ugh. And
we're back with another, oh, hello. We're back with another creating a room out of thin air. I just sold my couch. I'm not taking any questions. I'm not taking questions at this current point in time.
Sir, ma'am, I have questions.
Well, too bad. I have no plan. I'm just gonna walk around, shop the home, as you know, to make this room feel like a room again with no couch. And I'm cheating a little bit because I do have floor cushions. A good friend of mine recommended these. I've had these up on my roof in a weatherproof storage bin. Bonus. Okay, it's already kind of adorable. And the boys have never, the boys have never seen this chair before because again, we've kept it outside. This, however, I'm gonna leave flat. Already loving this. Do I wish that these cushions were a different color? Yeah. We're gonna use this slat bench that I had in here. And I think this adds why can't I speak? I think this adds to the Japandi vibe a little bit. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Again, we don't have a plan. Interesting. Maybe let's pull everything in a tiny bit. I don't really love that these are separate though, but it is cute. Do this. But then I feel like that cuts off the energetic flow of the room. I might just keep this here for vibes. This is a vibe lamp now. I don't know, I'm thinking. I could just part of what this is just inching everything. This room feels ginormous without a couch. Now we have some pillows and cushions that'll help this feel a little bit moodier or have some more texture to it. I don't know how I feel about the brown and the gray, but they're the only pillows I have. So. If you know, you know. If you remember this, you remember this. I took this from my entryway and I'm gonna try to put it on the floor down here because I feel like that'd be really cute. Maybe I do this. Are we finally removing it? The age-old question, do we like it in this or not? I don't know. Kind of partial to I like it. It just gives it some scale. I'm just grabbing all of the books that were sitting around in here. Ta-da! Here is a living room, no couch, but still very cute. Color palette, questionable, but you know, like I said, we're working with what we got here. I think he likes it. I like it too. It's such a weird feeling having the couch gone, but I know that it's exactly what I needed today. I needed a little dopamine rush and not spending money, but almost gaining money, I guess. If we're doing the girl math right, I don't know, that's just what I needed today. This feels like such a big milestone to be able to get rid of something like this. It's still early. And I love feeling like I'm on schedule, especially with everything going on. This is one of the things that I can just keep coming back to and distract myself or occupy my mind or be somewhere else than up here. And I've been adding more of those things to my life to help cope and to enrich my life. This is the one chance I get. I want to try things and learn things and do things and explore things. And there's so much coming that I am looking forward to. Well, hello there. I came to the realization that some of you might not actually know how to build a room from scratch out of thin air. So I'm going to teach you. Welcome to Free Room Makeover Masterclass. So the first thing that I always start with is drawing it out. And it does not need to be to scale. You do not have to be an artist, I promise. You do need to know the measurements of your furniture. Don't get me wrong. There's a time and place for all of that. This is just for layouts and being able to do that quickly. So you've sketched your room. If you're starting with nothing, you can really have fun with what are you using the space for. You're paying the rent, you're paying the mortgage. So, you can do whatever you want. So ask yourself, what areas of the room am I gravitating toward? What activities am I doing in the space? Is that more active, like I'm working, or is it passive? Am I lounging? That'll help you figure out what the focal point of the room is and what zones you want to define. For us, this is a TV room, this is a living room. We have the TV as the focal point because the room is relatively small and we had a lot that we had to fit into this design. Having a TV out just made the most sense, and we use it every night. We play video games, we're eating, we're lounging, we're watching movies and TV shows with friends, watch parties. It just made sense in this space to have the TV be the focal point. Now, in my next space, I'm potentially not going to have a TV prioritized in my layout, and I know that that's a little controversial. I know some people that is very, there's a big debate about whether we should be putting TVs as the focal point of our rooms or not. I think that it's unrealistic and impractical to say you should never put a TV as your focal point. Some people, that's just not going to work. If you are one of those people like we've become, you can put a TV in a cabinet and it's closed off when you don't want to use it. You can have it be on a rolling cart and move it out of the way when you're not using it so that the room can be more oriented towards conversation, which I'm really leaning towards these days. But a TV can be a really important part of a working room. So I'm not going to be the judge on that. Use your TV however you want to use it. This is a TV room. Also, something a lot of people forget are safe zones. You want to chart where the flow of traffic is going in the room and where certain cabinets open and close so that you know you're not blocking anything that you need to get to on a regular basis. Don't forget your safe zones. I already had a rug, so obviously we're going to keep that there. But what the purpose of it is that I think a lot of people miss is that it's a sense of space. It's defining a zone. And it doesn't need to be a rug. It can be ceiling track curtains. It can be a room divider. It's psychology. People love enclosed spaces and nooks and feeling safe within a defined space. Even if it's an open layout, you still need to define those zones so that you feel psychologically safe in those spaces. I'm not a psychologist, but that's the best way I can describe it. Because we know the TV is the focal point in this area, we oriented the furniture to face the TV, and we have a few different heights here where we have back support sitting up and then flat lounging. With a lounging space, you're going to want multiple surfaces because you don't want to be, sitting down with a drink and food and then have to place it on the floor and it gets knocked over. I personally think that this room doesn't have enough surfaces because the room is so small. We didn't have other furniture, but you can easily make a little side table out of a stack of books and putting a coaster on it, and then there's your third surface. That could also be a tray that you put out on the couch, for example, or on an ottoman. If you're starting from scratch, this is where you can consider all of the textures and colors that you want to use in the space. But even if you're using things you already have, try to have a through line of limit your colors to 5 max. 3 is the goal, 5 max. Try to curate your colors so it doesn't look too chaotic. To further make the space feel warm, you want to have, variance in materials and textures. Sure, one of the best ways you can create more warmth in a space is ambient lighting. What I mean by that is multiple sources of lighting, usually around eye height, but varying heights. Do not turn on the prison overhead lights. That is illegal. And having those lights placed all around the corners or, in some sort of way to create that sense of space. The minimum amount of lights I think should be in a room is about 3. If you were starting from scratch here, you'd have more opportunities with layouts and with color palette and with all of the personal details that you want to include in your design aesthetic. But this is already so much better than if we were, laying on the floor or just put 2 floor cushions. It gives a vibe, it gives a feeling, it gives an aesthetic. It makes you want to be in the room more. So that's how you make a room out of thin air. Send me your rooms if you try this out. I would love to see it. And let me know if you have any questions. I can definitely help you out. Just send them my way. Let's get back to the video. We're showing Michael. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Did we ever need a couch? I love this because we always eat here and now we can just put our stuff there. Wait, this looks chic. This looks like a hotel lobby. This is giving
very low budget hotel
living space. I don't think low budget. It's the rug.
It's the rug.
It's the rug.
It's the rug.
We know what it is.
It's the rug
we know
and
what it is.
And it's the cushion upholstery.
Yeah, this is hot.
I like it. The vibe is right.
Explain this. I love
Floor
what
pillows.
you've done.
Floor
Okay,
pillows.
yeah.
Yeah, if you need extra.
Uh-huh.
I thought about tucking them underneath like you would with a traditional Japanese
that feels better.
floor seating.
That feels better. So, right before you turn it off, it feels so. It feels so good and open.
It feels huge
It doesn't
in here.
feel like it did before. It feels like I can
so much room for activities.
This is great. I like visually feel less anxious in this space now.
I had a little sit down chat with them and I was like, I needed this today.
Yeah.
I needed this today.
Yeah, I think we're both like vibrating in a bad way. I love.
Yeah. Kind of ate it up.
I love her.
Oh, wait.
You should just end the video with like, well.
You are urged to report suspicious items or activities to the nearest airport facility.